Okay, I'm gonna start this with my video with this. As you can see, this is what I have on my dash. Oh no. So that's what I have on my dash now currently. So this is what started this whole fiasco for me, and because it's been so bad I had to share. Because I know someone else is going to have to deal with the same issue, and I don't want them to have to go through what I've went through. So because the lights were on, I bought a code reader, and I ran the codes, and it said that the right rear speed sensor was gone. I checked the brakes obviously need to be done anyway, so I replaced the rotors, pads, all of that on the front and back. And then I got into the back here to replace the rear speed sensor, which I did. Installed it, put it all together, took the car down the road, and same issue. The car actually went into what's called Limp mode, where it'll only do, I think, 20, 30 kilometers an hour or something. It won't go any faster than that. So I went back to my code reader, and then it said that both rear speed sensors were gone. So I replaced both rear speed sensors. Same fucking issue. So here we go. So I then tested the voltage coming from right here, the plug that it goes into, up to my main, I guess the control unit for the ABS, and it gave me 11 volts on both sides. No, I'm only assuming that that is accurate, but I'm not certain. Then I tested the resistance on both of the wheel sensors themselves, and they came back exactly the same. So I assumed that the wheel sensors were fine, the speed sensors. So then I turned around, and because I was still uncertain, I went out and bought 2 more speed sensors, and I tried those. Same deal, same issue, no luck. So finally I was online, and someone had suggested that I could, that it could be what's called a magnetic ring. And I've seen it listed as a few different names, but as you can see, here it is. This is the ring that goes on the hub, and on the axle, I mean, and as the axle spins, this sends the sensor to the ABS speed sensor, which then sends it up to the control unit, and you're good to go. But mine were rusted off really bad. Actually, I think we might still have the old one there, and it was pretty bad. No, I must have thrown it out anyway. Oh no, here it is. There it is. So this is the way the old one looked, right? And for comparison, I mean, there's the new one, and there's the old baby. So anyway, I got one done now. It's quite the issue to do it, but this could be someone watching this video and have the exact same issue. So I didn't really want to take apart the brake pad assembly, so I took off this bolt here and released that, and I took off this one here, you can see it, and I took off this one here, the other arm. Yep, so that one and that one. And then I had to also release the bolt right here, that one. When I released all that, then I could slide it out enough. Oh, and I also had to release the, let me see if I can see it, the handbrake cable here. Not completely release it, I just took out the bolt, pulled it out a little bit, and the whole works came out enough then so that I could pop the axle out, As you can see, it's still not bolted on there yet. And you know, it just slides out from the back here, and then you'll find your little ring that's inside that component. So you pop that back on and slap her back together. So now I'm about to start on this side. So if anybody has never done this shit, you're going to need to take off your brake caliper, which is, there's a couple of bolts right there. Pop those babies off. Then you're going to take off the bracket that, you know, holds your brake caliper in there. Poke that aside, and then you're going to take off this one, that one, this one right here, you know, which is just, as you can see, it's yeah, you can see the bolts there. I mean, it's not easy, but it's not difficult. I don't know what else to say with it. And then sadly, you're going to have to get into that bottom one right here. And yes, and I took off, let me see it. Yeah, the one down on the bottom there. And put it all together, and then you can slide that baby out with the axle, and you push the axle in. Has a bit of play on it. And then when you get the axle in, you can pick off that magnetic ring, reluctor ring. I've seen it called a few different things. Oh, this is the 2012 GLK 4matic. As you can see, GLK 350 4matic. So anyway, I'm gonna get back at it, and I will certainly update you and see if I can go through the different pieces as I do it. It's not. This is something I've never done so far. Haven't had a great deal of issues. And certainly, I hope this helps somebody, because if this works and this is the issue, you've seen what I've got so far as the, you know, what's on my dash. And if you've got the similar thing going on there, and you've tested your wheel speed sensors, I mean, the first thing I would do is put the wheel speed sensor in, because it's very simple. Only a few minutes to do it. And if that fixes your issue, well then Bob's your uncle. But if it doesn't, and you try other things before you start replacing your control unit, and maybe I will, maybe I'll end up updating this video and that's what I end up into. But as it sits now, I'm hopeful that the magnetic rings are the case, because actually I don't even think there was anything wrong with the wheel speed sensors. Okay, I'm gone. Well guys, I got the other side off now, so I wanted to show everybody what this looks like. And as you can see, I got the bottom off. I got the top off that goes here, that one's off, and I got the lower one off. And this is what it is, and then the axle will slide out. I have got a bit of strain put on the brake cable, because I did not want to take all this assembly off, just because I'm lazy, and because it's an automatic, and we never used the fucking handbrake ever since we got the car, so fuck it. Anyway, this is where the ring goes. Now, I'm going to go over and show you. This is with the ring off, but that just snaps in there. I couldn't find anything online, which is why I'm going through the trouble of doing this, because some poor cunt like myself is going to have to wing it, and fuck that, right? Maybe this will help somebody, and if it does, that's perfect. Anyway, that's the way it is. There's nothing on it now. I've just cleaned it up with a wire brush, just trying to get it straightened up. I'm going to show you what came out of it, which is, just check that bike out, man. Wow. Anyway, that's another story. Alexa, pause. This is the two old rings. I've got one of the new ones on. Alexa, stop. So this is the way the ring should look. This is what it is. And that just slides over there, right? Now, this one here, actually that's the other side. Well, that's how one side looked, as you can see. You know, it was destroyed. Now, whether it was sending off a signal, possibly, maybe, I don't know. But this one here, most definitely was not. So I'm feeling pretty good about this now, because this, when I took it out of the, took the axle off, this literally fell out in pieces. Like, it actually wasn't even one full piece. It was all just Anyway, so that's it. So this new ring, as you can see, I'm just gonna, I haven't tried it now at all once. This is, I'm just gonna check it out. And it just slides over there, guys. That just slides over this, over the end of the axle, and you push it in. It should be in as snug as you can to that. I don't know how important it is to be perfectly in there, but that's it. And then shove her back together. And certainly is magnetic, look at that. Even the rust stuck onto it. But anyway, I'll keep you guys updated. Well, I'll continue with my videos, what I'm trying to say, and we'll see where it goes. Fingers crossed. Well guys, I have to update everybody because now I have the car all back together, as you can see, both sides, and lo and behold, the issue was the reluctor ring. And just so I can show you, we have a clean dash, Yeah, as I just said, I just showed you the dash, and everything is all perfect. I dropped her down off the jack stands after I put the wheels on, obviously, and as soon as I drove, like within 5 seconds, all the lights went off, car went out of limp mode, no longer an issue. Drove around for a couple of minutes and then came on back. You know, some issues here with this that I don't know, I don't believe I included in the video, is that when you release all those suspension parts to do the proper torque settings, you have to get weight back on the vehicle, which is what I still haven't done yet. I think I'm going to try and put her up on some ramps and see if that helps fix it. But anyway, you can't just torque it on while it's up on jack stands. It'll cause you an issue, so you just tighten them so much, then you need to drop the weight back on the suspension and then torque them to the proper settings. But anyway, spectacular news. The reluctor rings was the issue. When I took them off, they were falling off in my hands. It was madness how bad they were. And obviously when I put them back together, she's good to go. As soon as I drove her out, the lights all went off, car went out of limp mode, problem solved. Anyway guys, I hope this helps someone.